How's it going, guys? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Gonna be getting going here really soon. Want to wait until we get a few more people in here, but we're gonna do live stripping, flipping today. Wow, stream and flipping put together. Not a great word. Oh man. The divination cape looks so good with the blue. Welcome everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Live streaming, flipping today. How's it going, guys? How's it going? We just started. We got about 10 people in so far. We're gonna get going with the live streaming once we get live flipping once we get about 20 people in, so shouldn't take very long. We already have half that in the first minute. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. You're gonna be flipping with us today. Then make sure that you've got some empty GE slots. Some empty GE slots. Make sure you got some gold ready. If you'd like to join in on the flipping. How's it going, Cersei? Welcome, welcome. Okay, like I said, we're going to be getting going here when we got about 20 people in at least. So we're like half that number. Once we get about 20, we're going to start going. We're going to be doing live flipping, so feel free to join. I'm going to be giving all the prices and stuff. Like, I'm going to be doing a bunch of price checks and everything, so you guys will be able to use whatever you want to. How's it going, Red Devil? What's up? But we'll get going here really, really soon. If you are in our RuneScape Discord, which that'd be really great if you are, then you go to the RuneScape 3 flipping chats, and then that's where we're going to be posting everything. It's the free open flipping sections. So everything that belongs in the free open flipping section, free open flipping sections, goodness, they're going to be there. And then if anything is in our Patreon tiers, they'll be going into Patreon. But you'll still see it in the stream though, so you feel free to use those as well. But the ones that belong in the flipping sections, I'll post in the flipping sections. And the ones that are not in the flipping sections will be going into the free flipping sections. So, gear prices for the gear, supplies for the supplies, pretty much everything else. I don't know if we'll be doing any rares. We might do some tokens though, so those will be in rares and tokens. And just making some porters while we waiting for people to get in. But how's it going, Red Devil? How you doing? Having my second coffee for the day. I'm trying to get my, oh, you know what? I wonder how many of these I've gotten in here. 36, 16. I guess we're not done yet. I really, really, really want to get this event done. Because this outfit looks really cool. Like this shifting time mage outfit is super cool looking. Alright, we got about 20 people in, so I guess we can go ahead and get going. So, let me have it doing this while I explain. But it's pretty simple, especially if you've already been in one of our live flipping streams. But I'm going to be doing price checking. And then basically just telling you guys what all the prices are. So you can feel free to use whatever you'd like to. For the smaller items, I'm just going to instant buy, instant sell. That way we get a really quick prices. And then for the bigger items, we'll probably instant buy it, resell it at that price, and then I can tell you what the margin would be because we have our spreadsheets in the Discord that have like the average margin for things. So I have a pretty good idea what they should be buying at. We're going to be doing some things that are in the free sections. So if you're not a Patreon member, you can just join the free sections, the RuneScape 3 flipping chats in our Discord server. So we've got gear prices, where all the gear is going to go, supply prices, where everything else is going to go. So I'll be posting those in here from the stream, so even if you missed some prices or whatever, you can go find them there. For the Patreon ones, we're still going to price check those here and show you the prices. We're just going to be posting those in the appropriate sections where they go. And then also, too, as we go along, if you have any like requests for different items, feel free to fire away. And if you have any questions just in general about flipping or whatever, then feel free to fire away as well. But let's go ahead and get going in. Let's see, what should we start with? Let's start with let's start out with some archaeology supplies, because everybody can do those, and sometimes they're pretty good. So let's go ahead and do some archaeology stuff. It's really quick things to get us going. As we're doing these, if you are flipping any of them, and so like, for example, these archaeology supplies are going to be going into the supply prices section of the Discord, so feel free to post in there if you get some buys, like what you paid, what you sold for. You know, share your stuff for people to use. But what's up, everybody? How are you doing? I was like, oh, I spelled it wrong. I was like, that's definitely an item. Ooh, that one looks like it could be kind of good. We'll find out. I'm gonna go through and do like a few here, and then we'll go and look at the history and see what they're at. Wait, oak. Let me see if we have a full screen of them yet. Yep, we do. Alright, so looks like white oak, not too good. Probably avoid those. Gold rune, also not very good. Probably avoid those. Vulcanized rubbers, not too bad. And ancient viz is really good. Well, ancient viz is pretty crazy, actually. It's 3,400, like almost 3,400 margin. That's actually really good. Remember, you can buy 5,000 of these, so that's a very fat margin on ancient viz. And then vulcanized rubber is also pretty good at about 400. I just think actually close to 350, closer to 350, which is not terrible. Could be better, but that's not a terrible start. I'm gonna go ahead and post those. But yeah, ancient viz definitely the winner of that round. Let's see, we need malachite green. Did I pass it? Yeah, I did. It's right here. Boom, 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 boom. You know what else I'm going to do too? So I'm going to do a couple more of these quick small things. Then I'm going to fill up a couple of these offers with some bigger things. That way those are kind of cooking while we're doing these. Tyrian purple. These can often be really good. Sometimes they're not, but oftentimes they are good. Because these are used for the tetra compasses. A red onion. I didn't even know that was an item in here. Why isn't the red popping up? Huh, okay. Which ones did we do? We did green, we did that. Let's do yellow. We should do carbon black too. How many of you are new to flipping? Have you got any people that have not flipped at all? Oh, these seem really low. Wonder why these are so low. Must be this one must be much easier to get. Extremely new to flipping? Awesome, dude. Well, if you have any questions about anything, how anything works, feel free to just ask. There's no bad questions. You just flip cannonballs? Yeah, those are a popular one. Very safe. Very popular. And there are no bad questions too, so if anybody has any questions, just feel free to ask. Don't be embarrassed if you think your question is like too newbie or something. That's not really a thing. Okay, oh, I guess we had a little bit too many. Not a bad margin on malachite green, actually. It's pretty good. It's like 1,400-ish. It's not bad at all. Got a 1,000 on Tyrian purple, which is also not bad. Armadillian yellows, not bad. Not bad on carbon black. All these ended up being pretty good. These colors are usually pretty good. So I'm going to post those. And these are in the free flipping sections in the Discord server, so if you want to see these again, just go ahead and look in there. Well, it looks like contestants, not too bad, not too good. What's a good item to get started? I got around 40 million and I really haven't been up there in the masses of rich players. Gotcha. It'll be cool to be self-sufficient member. Yeah. Well, with 40 million, these are actually really great because these have a 5,000 buy limit. These are one of the items that are really, really good for people with lesser money, actually. Just because, like, let's say you bought 1,000 of these, so it costs you like 11 million for Tyrian Purple, for example. Then you can sell them for 12 million minus the taxes, but that's like an easy 1 mil flip. If you buy a couple thousand of them, like, you know, make a couple million, it's pretty good. If you buy like this one right here, like this Ancient Viz, this is a really solid margin, actually. If you buy like the full limit of these, so it'd be 34.75. Let's see how much that ends up being. 34.75 times 5,000. You'd be spending almost 17.4 mil on the buy, and then they would sell for 68.54 times 5,000. 34.27. So you'd be doubling your money on that one minus the taxes on it. So that's really good. That's like a 17 mil flip on Ancient Viz right there, and you can afford those. So these are actually really good for people that want a pretty safe and potentially very profitable flip. Let's go see. I'm gonna see what some of the items in here that a couple bigger things that I can buy into that have not been posted recently. Most of our stuff gets posted pretty frequently, so trying to find things that are not posted as frequent for some of the Patreon stuff. Let's see what we can find here. I was thinking Dragon Rider Lance, but Dragon Rider Lance has already been posted. What do we got here? Those are already posted. You know, I don't see the Noxes. Maybe really early this morning. Yeah, I don't really see the Noxes. Let's do the Noxes. $350,999. Cool. That's a really easy margin to figure out on that one as well. If anybody likes doing PVM and you want to make some money on a pretty easy boss like Araxor is like really good money right now. 370.7. Oh, so it's like right at mid for this one. And then we've got Nox stuff. Let's hope it does not buy for 600 million. 352,994. Okay, so for these right here, Noxious Longbow, I would just be buying it like right around mid. So I do like 342.8, or you could just try at mid, and it looks like they go for 351. So not bad on that one. And this one is buying right at mid, so I would like, or sorry, it's selling right at mid, because remember, what we're instantly buying for is what you'd be trying to sell it for. So it looks like Noxious Scythe, going by the average margins recently, you're probably going to be looking for something like 10 to 15 mil range on that, so I would probably start at like 357, 358, something like that, and then just kind of work your way up. Noxious Staff, looks like it's probably one of those above and below things, so it looks like it's probably buying for below and then selling for above, because this margin of 5 million is not like a usual margin. So it's probably something like 342, 343, 344, something like that, and then we're selling them for 353. This could also be kind of like a short buy on this one, so we might actually want to stretch this sale, especially if this ends up selling back pretty quick. So if this sells back pretty quick, then I would say you can probably stretch it up to like 355, 357, and then maybe the mid buy is actually correct. We need Tumekin, Lost Knowledge, Divert. Okay, I'll do those. These are items. These are some of the items from BFC, by the way, Billionaire Flip Club. Oh, this is way above. 163, 318. just going to do right at 315. And then we've got lost. Oops, if I can type correctly. Lost. Holy cow. The struggle. Lost knowledge is also one that's in the lower price range too. This is going right at mid. I'll just take off a few coins there. And Bic. Oop. Wow, what is going on? Why am I putting my hands in the wrong spot or something? What? Okay, what I'm going to do... So it's not instant buying for 348. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do this. I'm going to do 131. We're just going to leave this offer in, and we're going to try to get a buy. Awesome, Cord. Awesome. Yeah, so when some of these move, and I'll post them into BFC, then I would love to have some more prices that we need updated. But I don't want to take up more than six slots for these. That way that I got some room for the small stuff to move. But yeah, once these starts moving, I'll definitely take some more. And we'll get all these updated. I need to do it's been closer to 150. Okay. I have to look. I haven't looked at BIC. It just did not buy for one. Was that 138 or 148? One of those two. Let's do 133. And we'll just try to... Oh, 160? Okay. I'll start here. We'll just update aggressively and see if we can get a buy. There's our Nox Scythe, so I'm going to go ahead and put the Nox Scythe in. In the Patreon, I'm going to put this at 358 mil buy and then 370... 370.7 mil with an estimated buy. So a lot of the items like Nox and everything, what we'll do is, if we don't have the exact buy right now, well then we'll go by the average. But the averages are really accurate though, because it's based on like hundreds of transactions. So the numbers will be pretty active. And I usually will go like kind of like the bigger range of that. So that's why I'm aiming for like this will be like a 12.7 mil margin, which, I mean, I've definitely very commonly seen 20 million margins on sites, so it's not unrealistic. So what people will do is they will try to buy at this price that I just posted, and then if it buys too quickly, then just stretch a little bit and try to buy it for even less. But that one sold pretty quick, so I'm guessing that it's probably not too low. Got a Lost Knowledge sale there, nice. Lost Knowledge, we're going to do 10 mil to 11. That's what our current, something around like 1 to 3 right now, I think. Let me look. I don't remember what I put Lost Knowledge at, actually. Lost Knowledge, what do we have it at? 1.5 to 3, okay. So we'll start this out at 9.5. 9.5 million to 11,027K. Oh, you can't type here on your PC? Weird. Alright, got those done. I need to find out the margin for... I had some offers yesterday. Let me see. Let me see kind of where this one is. It's a bigger item. Oh, there goes our Nox staff too. Give me just a moment though. That is weird. I wonder why it won't let you type on that. Just a minute. Had these in my notes. Hey, what's up, Sam? Hey, Manty, quick question with price check-in. What does it mean when you try to insta-buy an item well over the asking price and it won't go through? By asking price, are you talking about the, like the market value? So like on this item, like, this number right here, the market value? Gotta do the surge escape. Where can I find my notes? Trying to search. Okay, I think I found one. Hey, how's it going, Randy? What's up, dude? We're doing some live flipping. I'm trying to, like, find my notes for, like, the bigger things I had already priced out. Okay, so the Noxaf sold decently quick at this price, but we're going to start the buy lower, though. So we'll do, like, 340 by 344. Doing mining? Fun, fun. You know, their dreams come true to flip. They are usually pretty good. Yeah, I saw escape in there earlier. We're going to put a stretch sale on this one because it did sell back pretty quick. I would have done that for the scythe, but we were selling it at mid. Okay, here we go. We'll see if we get this Elite Draco to buy. I was doing it yesterday and it was moving so slow. One sec. Just looking at some price notes. I feel like I need to go and do some of this boss. Hey, what's up, Brian? How's it going, dude? I did this backwards. It was boots, not quick. Had a shit morning? Oh, what happened? I want 120 mining, so I decided to mine 500 each of the new ores, then make bars. It's really up to you. If you just want the XP, then the crabs are going to be your best way to go. But if you feel like, you know, you got like a project you're working on, then makes sense. Okay, I don't want to take up too many spaces with the slower things. Cash in the end, but honestly though, your best, I mean, those may seem like they're good because they're expensive, but they're so slow to mine that it ends up not being that great of money. So it's really up to you. You can spend the time doing that if you want to. Also too, I'm gonna grab. I have an item in here I want to sell too, and then we'll get the sell price on it. Imperium P wand. I have a core and a wand I want to get rid of. Actually, I don't think we have this one pinned right now. Let me see if we do. No, there's no pin. So I could put the price in for whatever I want to, but I'll just put it there. Just put it right there. We'll see if this goes. We have a buy, but no one has a sell. So it's buying at like 81. So I think 88 is realistic. So we'll throw that in there, see if it goes. Thanks for the devil. Must be the second one because the item was only 8,000 and it went up half a mil just to be sure. Or are you saying the P wand hasn't been pinned? I know that like people have been posting it, but I don't think anyone's pinned it. So let me see if I can get the sell, and then we'll update with the current sale. That way we'll have a buy and a sell, and we'll have an accurate buy and a sell too, not an estimate. I went with my sister to a German market, but she had a broken leg. I first read that as she broke her leg at the market, and the cashier actually skipped her because the previous guy took grocery barrier away. When she said it isn't mine, she took her out of the queue and placed her at the back. My sister started panicking as she couldn't stand for more than 20 minutes. Got a little bit agitated. This cashier started disrespecting and lied to security, trying to arrest us. I got in physical fight, 2v1 till police. Wow. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. I'm sorry to hear, dude. That just sounds like a lose-lose scenario for you. That's not very fair. Yeah, I wonder why no one pinned it, because there are posts of the prices, but no worries. We'll get it pinned today. Okay. What's on the ground? Vials? Ooh, how many vials? How many vials? Oh, 30 vials. Gotta add these to my vial collection. Okay, let's do some more things. Let's do some logs. I'm actually curious where some of the logs are right now. We'll keep doing things like this until some of our bigger items move. And also, for anyone who is in the stream, because there are about 30 people now, anybody who's in the stream and did not hear like in the beginning, basically we're going to be price checking everything, so you guys can feel free to use whatever prices you want to. If you want to see where I'm posting stuff, a lot of these bigger items, these are on our Patreon sheets. They're going to be posted in the Patreon sections, but you can feel free to use the prices that you see here. And like these are estimates right now. These Dracos, by the way, these are estimates. So is the Bic. We're gonna try to work those out as we go. But any of the like prices you see, feel free to use. And we also have the free section in the Discord, and that's where we're posting other things like these logs and stuff. You'll be seeing me posting screenshots of the flips in there. So anything that you may have missed or whatever, you can just go and use those. Eternal Magic Shortbow. 5k limit. Hopefully these will be good. Yeah, no, I'm the exact same way, Ryan. I'm not someone who is easy to get into that situation, but if you put me in the situation, you're gonna get it. Like, I don't like confrontation, but I will not be walked over. So, you sound the same. Eternal... I wonder if these Eternal Magic stocks actually are good components. Wow, that didn't buy. These are probably like way above. These are probably way above. You know, those probably aren't even actually good flips. Ooh, the Eternal Magic Shortbow is a pretty good flip, though. Not bad at all. The logs, not so much. These bows and these stocks could be good for like lower priced items. I just realized that the shortbow kind of belongs in gear, and then the other one belongs in supplies. Hey, what's up, King Julian? Hey, it's been a while since I've seen you, my guy. How have you been? Used to flip uncut dragonstones? Yeah, they've been good in the past for sure. It's very important to protect yourself. The guard that started it was actually arrested. Wow, I mean, that's good. That's good that something happened out of it. Really sucks though. You got a permanent ban. Like how is that justified? I feel like that's kind of a discrimination case, honestly, because of your sister essentially being disabled. Oh yeah, there's a lot of Eternal Magic logs kicking around for sure, for sure. I wonder if these Eternal Magic stocks and stuff are pretty good components, actually. Might have to look into that later on. We're Dutch, and in Germany you can just trespass anyone for any reason, same in Dutch. Oh, that's not fun. You can do that in America too. You can trespass anyone for pretty much anything as well. But if you trespass based on what could be viewed as discrimination, then that's illegal. It's not like that for you guys. Like, let's say somebody was, I don't know, Asian, and you trespass them because you didn't like Asians, then I think you get in some pretty big trouble. Like, that's not like a valid... Like, there's no way to have a discrimination case like that. Yeah, I mean, wearing a wrong shirt or something, like, sure, that's not really discrimination, but you know what I mean? Elder Plank. Yeah, businesses are private here as well. But we have laws protecting people, basically. But yes, the owner does not have to have doesn't have to have pretty much any reason. Teach us to flip IRL? I can do that. I do a lot of flipping IRL. There actually was a stream where I was doing that, basically. I think, was it our last stream? I think I was doing that. It was pretty fun, actually. I actually had a blast with that stream. I love flipping IRL. I'm super into it. Super into it. I just made a $240 flip last night, actually. Which is nothing crazy, but... You know, I just did it last night. Let's see. So it looks like the Elder Logs, Canneblé, the Elder Planks, looking pretty good. Elder Frames, after the taxes, probably not the best. You need permissions to enter a store. You got that by default, but can be taken away without any reason or articulation. What? Hang on a second. My wife is a Dutch lawyer, actually. I could probably ask her, but... Is it illegal to discriminate against patrons of a store, Germany? Yeah, so you do have legal... You do have discrimination laws, but... let me see. Can you make a discrimination case, Germany being banned from store? Hang on one sec. Everything that I'm seeing for German law says that you are able to make a discrimination case if they banned you because of an issue that would fall in discrimination. Having a disability, which having a broken leg is a temporary disability, and due to the fact that she's not able to stand for very long, and that was like a legit reason, and then someone attacked her. It looks like pretty much everything is saying you are able to sue if you wanted to. Could ask my wife if you really want to know. Yeah, you have to prove it. But since she has a disability, it would be a pretty easy proof. And then also, since they were not found at fault by the police, then once again, it's a very easy one to be able to win. Since it was a police involvement. No, that, yeah, totally makes sense, Ryan. Honestly, my guy, I'm not really telling you to go sue the store. I was just curious. Like, um, I just, like, when I hear stuff like this, I like to just learn how things work. I'm not like being like, bro, go back in there. It's just like, you know, I'm just curious to see how it works. I feel like everyone should question everything and, you know, like, try to learn. The ban could be listed for something else, but it's not able to be listed for something else due to the fact it had police involvement. So with police involvement, you can use that in your case. So you can't say, oh, you were kicked out for bad language if there was police involvement and that was the result of that. So because of that, it's a very easy case. Now, if they were kicked out for, you know, whatever, and there was no police involvement, then it'd be much harder to win, yes. They could just say that it was because you had a bad attitude or whatever. So it'd be harder to win that case. It's just, you know, just like if you get into a car wreck. If you get into a car wreck, what you're supposed to do is call the police and have the other person ticketed, because then proving fault is extremely easy. Because it's a similar scenario where it takes away the he said, she said, because there was like actual paperwork for it. I got some buys in Nox Scythe and Lost Knowledge prices. Posted in Discord needs stretch. Okay, gotcha. Okay, we're going to put it, we'll do like 355 on the Scythe. So 355 mil to 370.7 mil is what Scythe is now. And Lost Knowledge 9.5, awesome. We're gonna do 9 mil and I'm gonna keep the stretch by. Thank you for checking those out, dude. All right, cool. So, as a little update for our Lost Knowledge, we have Lost Knowledge at 9 mil to 11027, and then we've got our Nox Scythe is going to be 355 mil to mid, so 370.7, which puts a pretty good margin. All right, hopefully these move too. Hey, does anyone know how much a Hazelmere ring is and whether or not it's worth buying? They're over 6 billion right now. Hazelmere is pretty much like the last upgrade you want to do. So if you're missing anything else, then the other things are more important. But if for me personally, if you've got your gear that you want to do a lot of training with, like a lot of PVM with, you already have that maxed out. You also have your money set aside for flipping if you do flipping. Then consider stuff like a Hazelmere or something like that. But yeah, Hazelmere is definitely like in the very end of the upgrade ladder. Now, if a Hazelmere was still like 1 billion like it used to be, then it would make more sense to buy that earlier on. Dino leather, unfortunately, is so low margin, it's not very good. Weird I get Canadian commercials when you are an American streamer. Getting some Tim Horton commercials. Okay, what else should we do? We did some logs, we did some of those. What's like really good? Some solid things. Actually, let me go through some of the FM stuff that we need, and then I'll just instant buy, instant sell it. Because I'm sure there's some cheap FM stuff we need, and that'll be pretty useful items for you guys. Okay, so we could do C stuff, C singers. Oh. Interesting. Okay, well, we're going to put C singers. We're going to put C singers at, so C hood. We're going to put that at, yeah, I would say probably 6 mil to 9 mil. With an estimated sale. We did not get a buy right away, that's pretty crazy. C singer rope top. Whoa! Sea Singers is going crazy today. Wow. So I'm using our last night. We do have prices from this last night. So I'm just using our previous buys and doing estimates on them. So we're gonna do probably about, I would say 7.5 mil buy. 7.5 million buy to 13 mil. With an estimate buy sell. Another reason why we're not finding the exact on these is because there's not much of a reason to, because it's going to be more accurate for people to try to stretch and find the real, like the better prices on them. Let's go a little bit higher on this. Okay, it did buy 10 million. Oh, not 10K. I actually don't need to instant sell this because I have a pretty good idea what it's going to buy for. So we've got C bottom, and that's going to be just mid again. So we'll do 6.1 million to 10 million. All right, there we go. We got those. So just for a rehash for people who can't see it in Flip Mastery, so that's going to be Sea Singer's hood is 6 mil to 9 mil estimated sale. You can definitely stretch that if you want to. Sea Singer's rope top is going to be 7.5 to 13 mil. You can also try to stretch that sell as well. The buy might be slightly higher, but I would definitely start at 7.5. And then we've got the Sea Singer's bottom at 6.1 to 10 million, and that's probably pretty accurate. You might have to bump that buy up a little bit after you wait, but that should be pretty accurate. Keep in mind, though, those prices are definitely much higher than they were last night, so, like, not very long ago. So as long as you're buying in those price range, then the buys should be pretty safe, but those sales might go back down again. But as long as you buy them at the safe number, like the ones I posted, then you should be fine, because you'll just make a little bit less if they go down. You're not going to lose money. One of my friends invests in Toad Crunchies. That's awesome. How many do they have? Oh, it was Red Bull. Okay. AC, Sliske, and Zeros are on the list. They need to be done. Okay, cool. I'll do those. I'll do those when we've got a little bit more space. Now we have 0 space. Let me do, let me throw this back in here, and I'll do some more of these while I wait. We'll let these offers cook a little bit, and maybe one of them will finish, and then we'll be able to do some more quick buys in there. Who's this? Oh, it's Wake. It's kind of funny, I've kind of like memorized all the people that have blues. So like whenever I see somebody with a blue party hat, I'm like, oh, I know who this person is. 700? Nice, nice, nice. What are those worth? Welcome back, Ryan. But yeah, I thought about it, and I'll just not give them my business that's worse. Yeah. Yeah, and it's really, it's really up to you, but in those types of scenarios, oftentimes a lawyer will take that kind of case for free, and then they'll just take like a 20 or 30% of the money that you would win in the case. But yeah, I'm not telling you to, go do it. I'm just saying that you could. No, you'd be surprised, Ryan, actually. Oh, it's Aldi's. Yeah, but you'd be surprised actually, because those really big companies, they will oftentimes just offer you a settlement and completely avoid court. So it's actually oftentimes not the case of what you're thinking of. You'd have like months of cases and testifying, blah blah blah. Aldi's doesn't want that. Like those types of big companies, they don't want that. They want the publicity even less than you want the publicity. So oftentimes, if you were to present that case, then they will actually just give you a settlement. Like they'll be like, they'll talk to the lawyer and be like, how much to not go through this, because them paying you out 50k euros is much better than them going through months of stuff that would cost them more than 50k euros and also give them negative publicity. I had a lawsuit that I was going to start against UPS because they ran over my car. One of the UPS trucks literally ran over my car a long time ago. I had a small car, and the driver was like, I don't know what was going on with the driver, but they're not something was going on. Anyway, they ran over my car, and they paid me on a settlement rather than going to court, and they also covered all the damages and everything. So, what's up, Matt? How we going, Manty? Last checked out one of your streams over 2 years ago. Dang, dude, doesn't even feel that long. Cause I remember you in there. Maxed out my 120s, but I lost my motivation for RS3. Makes sense, dude. You know, I recently had an issue with motivation, a little bit, where I was just like, I don't really know what I want to do. Like, the economy stuff, I still love that, but I wasn't really sure what I want to do in the game. So I've started working towards 40,000 achievement points. That's my new goal, is to get 40k achievement points. I'm still really far away because I just started going on it. I started out at like 17k, so because I didn't do very many at all, so I had like 17k. Now I'm at 22.3k, so making some progress. All right, cool. We got our divert sale. Alright, so divert. Honestly, probably going to do like 141. I would say like 145. 145 mil to 163.3 mil. Possibly stretch by. It's so high up that I wouldn't doubt it if it has a pretty fat margin on that one. So 145 mil is where I'd start. You could start lower if you want to. Slippin' Jimmy's. Oh my god, Slippin' Jimmy's. I used to have like an account name on some game, Slippin' Jimmy. I did make an official complaint and I got word that's under investigation. If it's correct what they say, 3 people get fired and the bans get lifted and we can get some checks to shop there. Yeah. That would be a really great outcome. I mean, because ultimately what it comes to is just, you know, you're trying to get, like, you're trying to resolve it in a right way and also make sure it doesn't happen to someone else, right? You know, like, that's, like, kind of the ultimate goal. If you fall down in a Walmart, they'll just hand you $10,000. It's true, actually. It's very true. Did you guys hear? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna start doing some more flips too for anyone watching this, and they're like, well, "Get to flipping, bro." Did you guys? So you remember the McDonald's coffee thing where she like burnt herself and got a ton of money? It just happened again for Starbucks. It just happened again in Starbucks. The guy burnt himself, had to get skin grafts, so obviously something wrong. Which honestly, I've gotten some pretty questionably hot Starbucks coffee where I'm just like, does this need to be the Inferno? Like, when I make coffee at my house, it is not that hot. So like, it honestly is being set to like an unsafe temp. So like, it's a real thing. It's not as ridiculous as it sounds. He got $50 million. Crazy. I'm just thinking to myself, you know what? I could probably burn my leg for 50 mil. I could, yeah. I'd probably take some skin grafts on my leg for 50 mil. People would be like, man, you got some weird looking legs. I'd be like, yeah, but I got 50 mil. It's the employees. The employees are bad doesn't mean the store is bad. Exactly. Yeah. You just don't want people to be treated the same way, you know. At least for me, if I ever like am in a situation, it's like I don't want. It's like with that UPS driver. I don't want him like killing someone or sorry, I guess I can't say that. Unaliving someone because of, you know, he's driving under the influence or something. Be right back. Off to Starbucks. Hell, I'd keep the scars for 50 mil. Me too. Say less. That's why I don't want to sue the store. Unfortunately, though, like, suing the store is oftentimes the quickest way to them, like, being forcibly to take action, because you know, it's like a scenario where things aren't likely to happen unless it's affecting the bottom line. Why couldn't you? Nothing wrong with it. No word in this circumstance. Yeah. Okay. What else should we flip here? Let these cook. Oh yeah. I was gonna do more FM stuff. Okay, we've got those done. I could do Bandos stuff because looks like Bandos stuff was last night also. Bandos helmet. Yeah, I agree. Unaliving does not sound any better. Okay, I don't actually need to continue with this Bandos offer. I already know where it's going to be. Because I am the GE magician. It's going to be Bandos helmet, Bandos helm, and we're going to do 180k to 500k. And then we're going to say stretch both. Because if you wait longer, you can probably do even better. But that's an easy one. I've flipped like a billion of these. Bandos chest plate. Okay. Cool. Looks like it's about the same as it was last night. We're just going to go ahead and instantly sell this, though. We're not going to wait on these. These are really cheap. Yeah, unaliving doesn't really sound any better, I'll be honest. It's not really about cancel culture getting to me. It's just that I can't control Twitch or whatever canceling me. You know? I'm not worried about people's opinions of it. Because I don't think that's an offensive word to say, the unalive word. But you can't say it on streams and stuff, I'm pretty sure. And I don't want to find out. Okay, so then we've got Bandos chestplate. Like, when it comes to stuff like that, like things you're not supposed to say, like, there are things that, there's plenty of things that I agree with. Don't say them. Like, I'm not going to say the R word. I really feel like you shouldn't say that one. I'm also not like a Xbox gamer, so it's not something I normally say. So I agree with that one, but other ones though, I'm just like, really? We can't say the unalive word? That doesn't, okay, sure. Unalive doesn't sound much better. Okay, we're gonna do 1 mil to 1.4 mil on Bandos chest plates. Now, if we look here, the R word would be making fun of people with disabilities. That word. So Bandos chest plates, as you can see right here, the reason why I'm like 1 mil to 1.4 mil, I love you're like it. Randy's like, which word is that? So the reason why I did 1 mil or 1.4 mil is Bandos is one of those items where you can almost never get a super accurate number by instant selling. So I'm not going to put these exact numbers in. I'm going to do 1 mil to 1.4 mil because that's why. It's not that I'm just being lazy about it or whatever. It's that you're much better aiming for a little bit below and above this rather than trying to get these exact numbers because it's just not super accurate. Yeah, okay, oh my goodness. I hope I don't piss anybody off with this because this is kind of political, but you should probably, no matter which political side you're on, you should just understand this is dumb as fuck. But this reminds me of like when you're like, which R word is that? Trying to get me to say it. The Elon Musk thing, where they're like, where he's like, he does the salute. And then they go tell all these people that are defending it to be like, oh, well then do it. And then no one will do it. Nobody will do it the exact same way. It's like, it's because you know what it is. Okay, and then we're going to do Bandos tacits. I don't understand the political party people, honestly. It's like, I will also call out my own people that I think that I support. Like, if there's someone I support and they do something really fucking dumb, then I'm gonna also agree and call them out the same. I don't get why some people are like, they can do no wrong. It's not possible for them to do anything wrong. You're just a hater. It's like, what? No. Just like, it's just wrong. That wasn't cool. Okay, Bandos tacits. Bandos tacits, we're going to do 950k to 1.2 mil. For the same kind of reason as the other one. It's just very inaccurate to go by this exact number right here. It's pointless. And then we're going to do Bandos gloves. Watch these not buy. Oh, they bought. Okay. 1 coin. Okay, 50,000. So we got Bandos, gloves. These are going to be 50k. So Bandos, gloves, 50k to 325k. We are going to keep these at this number. Elon is pretty smart, but not socially. Yeah, yeah. I'm not saying he's not smart. The dude is like extremely smart. Like he is a genius level smart person. Um, that doesn't prevent him from having some very bad opinions, but he has the same diagnosis as me: very high intelligence, low social intelligence. I'm against all politics as each party in the world yells A and does B, which they never yelled. Yeah, yeah. I'm not. Every political party has problems. Every one of them. Let's see. Bandos boots. Which is, just kind of goes along with what I said. It's like, I don't understand. Every person does some kind of effed up things. Especially in politics. It's the name of the game. So why would you think that they don't? Huh? Ooh, Bandos boots have like the same number. Okay, Bandos boots are the exact same they were last night. That's kind of funny. Bandos boots. 50k to 250k. Also, too, guys, so for these items I'm doing right now, like Bandos stuff, and then we've got Sea Singers. These are all being posted into the Flip Mastery part. Like I said, everything else is being posted into the free open sections. You guys can feel free to use those. The items that are done in the Patreon tiers, they're going in there, but obviously you'll see them right here, free to use. If you wanted to try out the Flip Mastery section for free for 7 days, you guys can actually go onto the Patreon page and you can click on free trial, and then you can start your free trial. So you can get access to all of it, and there's tons more things in there. I'm just not price checking because they've already been done. I'm not doing the things that have already been recently done. These are the things like we needed to have updated for today, so I'm doing those right now. Looks like Armadill gloves. Arma gloves. Looks like they are 1 mil to 4 mil. Seems good. Actually could do the rest of Arma too. Yeah. Because Armadill was also yesterday. I will also do Armadill. Elon is smart enough to gather really smart people around him. Yeah, yeah. People cannot deny Elon's superiority in intellect. It's true. Smarter than I am. But he's not immune to bias phenomenon, which always gives bad influence. Yeah. It's just like the dude's extremely smart. And there's a lot of extremely smart people that can also make some bad decisions or feel like that they are above making a bad decision. I mean, I'm not like a, I don't know. I just ordered a brand new Tesla. Let's just put it that way. I just ordered a brand new Tesla. I'm not like an Elon fanboy or anything like that. Nothing like that. But unfortunately, Tesla does still have the best technology in the United States when it comes to like automated driving. So because of that, I don't really have much of a choice because I need the automated driving for my work. I don't have to have it, but I want it for my work. So I just ordered a brand new Tesla. So during all of this. I like for these things to move. All right, we're going to update our BIC a little bit because it's been there for a little bit. We are going to be a little bit more aggressive on these things because they don't have pins. Like there's no pinned prices on these, so I'm just going to be aggressive on these. You should not update Elite Draco as fast as I am in this, but I am going to be updating it a little bit faster because I want to try to get buys during our stream. And what we'll do basically is if I get the Elite Draco buy, we'll have like a pretty good idea of what to buy them around, and then I'm just gonna have a stretch buy, so people should try like whatever I buy these for. If we buy these during the stream, just know that you should try buying them for less because I'm gonna aggressively update all 4 of these items right here. Yeah, and like that, Ryan, and then also it kind of comes along with like the people that follow everything. It's confirmation bias, which we went through. I talked about that a lot in like yesterday's stream. A lot of confirmation bias where people just don't want to accept things that don't affirm their own beliefs. It's like, yeah, but part of maturing is understanding that your own beliefs are sometimes wrong, especially if you didn't research them. So research first and then have strong beliefs. Doesn't make any sense to super vehemently support something that you didn't even research. It makes no sense at all. Like immigration. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. People don't read. Okay. So let's see. Unabide Nox Scythe 358. Okay, lost knowledge, stretch. Yeah, I'll add a stretch sale on the lost knowledge. Yeah, people always be attracted to what they want to hear, and that's true for anyone. Everyone likes to be right and searches for a way to be right. Even I do. Everyone does. Everyone does. There's no one that doesn't do that. It's part of human nature. But being mature in a situation is understanding that you could be wrong. And oftentimes it feels pretty good. It actually feels pretty good to admit that you're wrong and find a correct answer. It actually feels really good when you get used to having some very good intellectual conversations with people, and you can be like, oh, well, that's really interesting. Let me look at that. Oh wow, yeah, no, you're right. Wow, I thought that was different. Huh, that's really cool. It feels great. It feels almost as good as confirmation bias does. Okay, a long time ago, I used to flip mahogany planks till it wasn't worth it, but that's just about my extent of flipping. Mahogany planks have been really good. Most people will never admit that they are wrong, though. Yeah, then that's a problem. That's a problem. If you're someone who cannot admit to wrong or just refuse to find or refuse to look at data and research to actually see if your belief is correct, then you haven't matured enough to be able to have a good intellectual conversation with someone. That's just kind of how it works. Or you shouldn't have a strong feeling about it. Like, there's some things that I think I know, but would I sit there and have a deep intellectual conversation that's like defending my beliefs about something if I don't for sure know that I'm 100% correct? No, I'm not going to. I'm going to continue learning. That's what you're supposed to do in that situation. Continue learning. And also too, like this goes, like I said, this goes for every person in like politics or outside of politics or whatever. There's no one that's like immune to the things I'm saying. Okay, let's see. Let's see for flip master price. We just did Bandos. Let's do the Armadill stuff. All right, we did Armadill gloves. Armadill helmet. Wait, did I do helm or gloves? Helm. Wait, no, we did gloves. We need to do helm. All right, helm. Also, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. We got about 40 people in there. Really glad to have you here. If you're not in our flipping server, feel free to hop on our flipping server. We've got 13,000 people in there. We'd love to have you in there. And if you have any questions whatsoever about flipping, then feel free to jump in and ask a question. There are no bad questions. I'm here to help. All right, 3053. Let's put this. If this doesn't sell for this, then we know the buy is like a mil. Okay. All right, so that looks like a pretty accurate number. I'm going to be honest with you. Okay, so we're going to go Arma Helm, 2.3 mil to 3053K. All right, Arma Helm done. I'm someone who loves to feed on objectives and intelligence and emotional things that just don't fit the narrative. Yeah, I used to like Trump before his first presidency, but at his first presidency, I understood that he's old, set in ways, getting demented and irrational. I think the more of the issues with Trump is that Trump doesn't know how to turn himself into a really great leader. He just thinks that he just is convinced that he's going to be one or is one, but doesn't really understand what that entails. Okay, so Armadill chest plate. We got 7 mil on the instant buy, and I mean, we can pretty clearly see it's going to be like right at mid, so 6998K. It's like, and also on the other side of it, just so I don't piss anybody off that might be in love with Trump or something, you've got Biden on the other side, who, for the U.S. stuff, like, also did not have what it took to be a good leader at his age. And I think he recognized that, stepped down. But he just didn't have it. See, Armadill chest. Wasn't sure if we had body or chest in here. Armadill chest, we're going to go 5. Yeah, probably 5.7. 5.7 million to 7 million. I've run into situations where what they are saying and what I was saying are the same thing, but in a different way, but they still think I am wrong. yeah, that happens. Look at second presidency, emotional tantrums all over. Yes. U.S. defaultism to the max. He thinks he has all the power, but literally doesn't. Yes and no. He does, like, the U.S. president does have a lot of power. So, like, it's not weird that they thinks he has all the power, because he kinda does. He twists narratives, but it just shows how big of a dictator he became. Yeah, but dictator, calling Trump dictator is like, it's like slippery slope fallacy. He does things that slippery slope could, like, depict that, but currently not that. He showed his true colors with the Ukraine versus Russian debacles. Yes, 100%, 100%. Saying that he believes that with Russia he can find peace, and saying that with Ukraine he does not trust them. Yet at the moment Russia was bombing Ukraine. So I'm like, okay, but that's not good. Like, if you want to, that's not something that anyone should be supporting someone saying. That's the thing, the American people, they had a leader that didn't know where he was most of the time, and you only had one choice to replace him. Yeah, and I wanted Kamala to be like a really good option, but unfortunately, she didn't know how to make a strong enough campaign. That's the problem. What's up, Doctor? How's it going, dude? Okay, looks like we gotta wait a minute for this to pop up here. He has a lot of power, but support if the world is against him, the whole world together would easily end America. I mean, it's true. It's true. You call me Danny or Zed? Gotcha. I'll call you Zed. Because it's a really easy one to remember. Okay. As soon as one of these items moves, then we'll go with some more things. I'm Doc at work and now I'm driving home. Now you're a escaper. I like it. But he tried to decide what Ukraine needs to do and want Zelensky to step down, be very talking to him like a dog, and basically told him that a dictator when the world is... Yeah, look, regardless of... So, like, if you're an American and you're left, you're right, you're middle, whatever, whether you hate or love D-Trump, that meeting did not go well. There is no shape or form, or there's no way to look at that meeting and be like, man, that was a good meeting. Like, it's just not a good meeting. I like to think, so like whenever we would discuss anything in here that would be like politically driven, I like to just take like kind of like a non-biased view. I obviously do have my own personal opinions on things, and there's things I hate and loathe. But in these streams, I would just take like a non-biased opinion. And non-biasedly, there's nothing positive about that meeting. There's nothing. Not a single thing. Especially when after that meeting, you look at the meeting with the UK, and it was so much better. I'm also non-biased, but Trump didn't show anything positive right now. Yeah. Not many positive things, I would agree. Because even if you're looking at it in a non-biased way, there is no economic plan that is supposed to be reverting the things that potentially could go wrong with things being implemented. Let's put it that way. Like, let's say you were to do like a lot of things that are going to you want to dismantle the government. You want to do a lot of big, large changes to the government. You should have a game plan that kind of shows, like, that reassures people of like, okay, here's how it's going to go and here's how this is going to work. But there isn't one right now, and that's a big problem. But in flipping news, I love talking politics. I can do it all day long. I know a lot of people don't like it and they like to escape from politics by gaming and stuff like that. So I also don't want to like drown people out with that kind of stuff. But I am happy to discuss it. But if anybody else has any questions about flipping or whatever, just feel free to fire away. I'll help you out. Cord, have a good one. Have a good one, my guy. See you soon. Yeah, Randy, like that's the main issue I'm seeing, right? Where's the plan? Like, where is it? There wasn't a plan in the beginning. There still isn't one now. That's the issue. And don't get me wrong. If there was another president, I would say the exact same thing. It doesn't matter if I absolutely love that president. Like, I personally loved Barack Obama. I thought he's my favorite president in U.S. history. I thought he was an amazing person. I met him. I spent actually like 2 hours with him, actually. Super awesome guy. But if Barack was saying he wanted to do like a whole bunch of major changes, then also had no economic policy really to follow or like some like plan, I would question it the same. It's not unique to D-Trump. But alright, as soon as one of our items moves here, then we're going to do some more quick flips too. Here, I'll actually look at my Grand Exchange history while we're doing this. So we've got Armadill helmet, in case anybody missed it. We've got 2.3 million on the buy to 30.53 on the sale. On stuff like Armadill and Bandos and stuff like that, just keep in mind, oh my goodness, I have a lot of hiccups. On items like this, you definitely want to stretch. And then we've got Bandos boots. We got 50k to 250k. Bandos gloves. We got 50k to 325k. Bandos tassets. I would stretch this more, so like probably 900, 950. 900 is a good start to like 1.2 mil. Then we got like Bandos chest plate. I would probably say like 1 mil, maybe 1.1, maybe 1050k to like 1.4 million, which is 1.4 is still not at the mid actually, so you're good on that. Divert, we had 145 million to 163.3 million. Seasinger's row bottom, we've got, I think that was, let me see, we got 6.1 to 10 million. And I've also posted a lot of stuff on the Discord server too. Give me 1 second, I'll catch up on your chats, 1 sec. Okay. At the moment, the whole world is turning against the USA. It is. Like, well, I wouldn't say it's like, it's all turning against. Some. But what I would say, though, is that much of the world is getting worried about the USA. And that's not good. It's not good to worry everyone. That's avoidable. A house divided will not stand. Very, very accurate, my friend. Very accurate. I think that no matter what someone in the U.S. or whatever country, no matter what you believe, like you're conservative, you're progressive, you're whatever, you know, whether you like the president, don't like the president, the more damning issue is when the people themselves are against each other, and that is very much a situation in the U.S. right now. I will be amazed if someone does not attack me in this discussion. Actually, I'm waiting for it. Dominatrix? How can I craft a tune port and a restoration with divination? You need to get out an energy. So for this one, it's incandescent energy. And then it will be in the products. So the different products are here. And so I've got my Sign of the Porters right here, which require 99 divinations. This is the highest one. This is the cheapest, most cost-efficient one. And you use Dragonstone necklaces, which I stock these up at the during double XP is where I get mine. I'll show you really quick too. I've already gone through a ton of them, like a ton. So I've got 7,000 left, but I buy a ton of these during double XP. I also buy these for lower level accounts. The ruby necklace is really good. So I've got like 45,000 of these, which I'm going to give to my alts actually for them to make porters. But just the energies and the necklaces. And if you type in the porters and you go onto the RuneScape wiki, it'll tell you like how much it will cost per per charge. So you can like see which ones are worth doing. What do you mean there's no plan? There's obviously a plan. Cause a bunch of volatility in the market, wipe out billions in middle class wealth, and allow his rich friends to swoop in like vultures. I don't really disagree with you, but that's kind of like bringing my own personal things into it, which I do try to avoid on streams for whatchamacallit, for like not being attacked. But you're not wrong. Let's just put it that way. I'm Canadian, if you haven't noticed, LOL. All Trump has done is made a massive amount of opportunity open in Canada. I agree with, we got complacent and need to wake up. I don't disagree that countries in general have things that they could definitely like wake up and do things. But I think you probably could have come to that conclusion a little bit easier without someone threatening to buy you. Also, don't forget U.S.-Canadian history, where the U.S. has already attacked Canada twice. So, making what essentially is a tariff war, and then saying all these things about Canada, it's not a good look. Because we've already attacked Canada twice, which Americans just either have no idea or choose to ignore ever happened. So it's not a good look. I'm just going to say that. He's just making the worst decisions. A lot of them are very, very bad. A lot of them are irrelevant decisions as well. Like, the things that people are celebrating are like so... I'm just like, why are you celebrating these things? Like, the DEI stuff. Like, why are you so bothered? Like, why are you so worried about DEI? It doesn't make any sense. Like, how come I'm not seeing news headlines about Trump being like, oh, we found $500 million. We decided to use $500 million to open up new homeless shelters, or like to feed the homeless, or whatever. Like, why is it about DEI? Like, why is that the focus? Huh? And like I said, non-biased opinion, it'd be the exact same if it was a Democrat president and the Democrat president was like, I just found all this money and now we're going to end, I don't know, we're going to put the money to like take, I don't know, just something similar on the other side. I would also be like, that's not that relevant. We have so many problems. Why aren't you answering problems? Why are you doing things that are just very clearly to make your supporters jump up and down and, I don't know. Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. It's like such a small thing that actually doesn't have much of a negative impact anyway. He's trying to blame the airplanes, and it's like, that's kind of funny that DEI never actually affected the airplanes until you affected the airports. And now all of a sudden DEI is affecting the airplanes, even though that's been a thing for a long time, but only just now airplanes are having a problem. So that's, causation doesn't seem to match here at all. Yes, that's why my personal favorite president is Abe Lincoln. Oh, yeah, so I should kind of specify. Favorite president for who I've been alive for would be Obama. Just a really awesome dude. And like I said, I spent like 2 hours with him, so I just generally thought he was just like a very elegant speaker and a very, very awesome guy. He had much worse situation than D. Trump has now managed to come out as one of the most fearless leaders in history. Yeah, for sure. I think the key that Lincoln recognized is what in the midst he was able to unite his team in a way no one else could. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Like, where is the unison? If their whole thing is make America great again, then why are you not bringing people together? Because the things that's going on right now is not bringing people together. It's polarizing. Regardless of which side you support, you have to admit it's polarizing. You know? And then like when the supporters are constantly saying thing like derogatory terms towards half of America, that's not making something great again. If they attack Canada physically, I am sure the whole world will turn against America. Yeah, you're not wrong. Hopefully one of these items... Oh, did our Armadill chestplate sell? It did. Okay. Let me do one more round of this while I catch up on chat. This is, seems like you guys are actually mostly enjoying this conversation, which I wasn't sure how this was going to go. We've been trying to get a government change for years. Yeah, no, I do know that Canada has wanted some governmental changes for a while, yes. His plans for betraying NATO and making Europe a joke is being noticed. I know it is, and I don't support it. Canada fights side by side for us in a World War II, and it's shameful that we're not even talking about them like a sovereign nation. Yes, I agree. I agree. When you're making a free-to-play guide updated for leveling and road to bond, please. Most guides are 7 years old. I really wouldn't mind doing that. Yeah, I really wouldn't mind doing that. You should tag me in our Discord server, like tag me, and then put this suggestion in there too, and I might look into doing it. I know that if I'm tagged in there, I won't forget. But I've thought about doing this. There are a lot of guides I really want to do. I'll be honest with you. Do you guys want some honesty? You guys want some like some transparency? Because if you want some transparency, I'll give you some transparency. It's kind of sad. I'll give you some sad transparency if you want some. Basically, our monthly sales for the Patreon are lower than they used to be by an amount that makes it so that I have to work a lot more IRL, like outside of the Patreon. I like outside of Discord, outside of YouTube, I have to work more at my normal job, I guess, which is fine. Most people have to work a lot at their normal job, right? That's not the problem. I have no problem with working. But since the numbers on Patreon are down, that means I can't allocate as much time towards as many guides as I would like to. That is ultimately the reason why there's been less guides lately. Sucks. It's a reality. I hate saying it. Our numbers were much, much, much better like 8+ months ago. So for like the last 8 months, our numbers have been lower. Which has made it so I've had to put more time into other things in order to be able to keep afloat, you know, keep the bills paid, keep some money going in the savings account. So that's reality. But and like it is earning money, and I do really appreciate, like Zed says, he upgraded BFC. I do really appreciate the people supporting, because that does give me time to be like, okay, you know what? I'm going to put this many hours, this many days into the RuneScape stuff, or do these streams like this, and it's awesome because you guys are what's making this possible. But I'm not like a 18 or 20-year-old that's able to just like play RuneScape all day and stream all day, you know, unfortunately. So that's the reality of it. That's the reality of it. So I'm still doing well. I'm not saying that I'm struggling, but I'm just saying that my other work is what's really paying is what's really making the money right now. So that's just kind of where it's at. So hopefully that does change for the better. Like if we got more people that were like, hey, I'm gonna get an annual MP or whatever. I'm not saying anyone has to, but I'm just saying that, you know, if there was some more like annual stuff coming through or whatever, then it would probably shift again and I'd have more time for the RuneScape stuff. But that's just where we're at. I like to be real with you guys. NATO and Canada fought with USA side by side in any battle USA had. That's also where USA's power come from, for sure. I mean, united, power united. Like, can someone please explain to me why we are saying positive things about Vladimir Putin right now? There should be no one supporting that. No one should be supporting that. Why is that a thing? Why is that not something people are freaking out about? Like, what is going on? It doesn't matter if you're conservative, progressive, or whatever. That should fuck with you. Quick question. I love RuneScape 3. I have an account. I'm not sure what to do with it. I sadly don't play anymore 10 years in. Well, if you don't play anymore, what are you worried about? Are you wanting to play again? Is that what you're asking about doing something with it? Or like what do you mean by what to do with it? But obviously you still have an interest in RuneScape because you're here. So you know you could just chill, just give it time, and then if you feel like playing again, then you just you feel like playing again. Ryan says, I'm very harsh in my views. Trump is being a dictator, and I could even point very obvious objective conclusion. Looking at other dictators, follows a lot of them. I mean, I'm sure that you and I would not disagree on many things, Ryan. Like I said, though, I have to be a little bit more non-biased in here and kind of look at everything critically, because I feel like nobody really wants to, you know, it's not good for streams or for publicity if I get like super political about things. I'm sure you and I would agree on a lot of things, though. On Discord, yeah. So if you look in the description down below, you're on YouTube. Look in the description down below. You'll find our Discord link, and then in our general chat, if you were to tag me in there, then I will definitely look into it. What I can do is see what it entails, because I would actually enjoy making that guide. That's the reason why I'm asking you to remind me, is because solid chance. It sucks. If I could, I would subscribe and be a patron, but don't have those financial means. Makes sense, dude. Makes sense. 100%. I'm a musician who's not even earning minimum wage, and that's the reason why I'm saying that I'm not struggling or whatever. This is not like a cry out for money. That's not what that was at all. Please don't take it that way. I'm doing quite well, but my wife is not able to work right now, and so I am the sole income, and so I have to make sure that whatever I'm putting my time into is maintaining the income level that we need. So if the RuneScape stuff goes down a little bit, that means I got to put time into something else. And then if the RuneScape stuff goes up a little bit, then I'll jump on the RuneScape more. It's just a balancing act. Like, we're doing fine, but balancing act as far as how much time I can put into it. Skatari, what's going on, dude? Hey, how are you doing? Yeah, no, I agree, Ryan. Nobody should be supporting that. Nobody. There's nothing anyone could possibly say to me that'd be like, yeah, no, it's a good thing. Okay, so this is gone now. Let's do the Bandos, or sorry, the Armadill legs, throw bottom. Armadill skirt. Armadill chain skirt. What I will say, though, is my other work is really fun. Like, I have really fun work. Yeah, no, Biden had plenty of faults. Plenty of faults. Kamala, it's got faults. They all do. I feel like you're not a rational human being if you don't feel like even the people you're supporting have issues, you know? Let's see, Armadillo chain skirt, so 39.38. That seems really low. I'm gonna be real. 39.38, 39.35K. We're gonna go right here, 39.35K. Actually, I'm just gonna instantly sell these because I want to keep prices moving for you guys. Oops, nope, didn't mean to do that. Nah. Okay, go. Sold. Cool. That's a pretty good margin. And honestly, I would definitely try to sell these for more. I would totally try to sell these for more. Just Arma skirt. We've got 20.95K, and I'll definitely read all your chats and everything too. So I'm gonna say, yeah, I guess 39.38K, but I'm definitely gonna say stretch on this one. I would not be surprised at all if you could sell that chain skirt for like mid. So if you're gonna do this chain skirt, try selling it for like 4.9 or 4.8. I wouldn't be surprised at all if it sells for that. That seems very, very much lower when everything else is not lower. Like, not much lower. So I would definitely say you can sell it for higher. Big follower of America bootlicking. It's so crazy. You made America really profit on Dutch, then Dutch citizens pay for it. Honestly, the Dutch citizens are milked. Milked. Like, I feel so bad for Dutch citizens. I've got my wife is Dutch, and her family is. I mean, I'm constantly hearing about the struggle. I feel so bad for Dutch citizens, like how much of your guys' money, and you guys don't get paid that much, and how much of their money is just gone. Like, how are you supposed to save anything? I feel very bad for Dutch citizens, honestly. Okay, what we got? Helm, chest, skirt, gloves. We didn't do boots. Let's do the Armadill boots. Armadill boots. Okay, 31.42. And how's it going, everybody? Welcome to the stream. You guys have any questions at all that you want answered? What am I doing? I'm just gonna sell these. I keep on putting them back in there, thinking that's a bigger item. Okay, so we got. We're gonna do. Let's see, edit. We're gonna be adding these in here too. Arma boots. 2.3 million to. We're gonna do 3.2 million. Yeah, 3.2 million. That's not mid, is it? Oh, geez. Yeah, and stretch sell on these as well. I would expect you can sell these for higher as well. I'd be very surprised if you couldn't. So I personally, when I flip things like this, I would never sell these at the 31.50. This is just like, I don't know, pro tip from Manatee, I guess. But I would personally never sell these at like 31.50. I would 100% aim for something up closer to this, because these items, they don't fluctuate by much, and usually when they dip a bit like this, they just go right back up. You want to use the, if you look on the RuneScape wiki and you look at the graph on them, they really stick to that graph, like that average price. So just keep that in mind when stuff like this. If you're buying stuff way below, like getting these boots for 2.3 is kind of crazy, actually. And also right now, it's probably because of the combat achievements. So keep that in mind as well. So for those two reasons, like just the stability of them and how they stick to their general price range, and then also combat achievements happening right now, for those two reasons, I would just not undersell these. But yeah, I just would not undersell them. We'll bump these up in a minute too. I don't know if the seasoning rope top is going to sell back while on stream, because these do take a minute. This Nox bow, I'm actually really surprised it has not done. 350, 800. Anything with crafting 110 you're looking at bulking? The general like fast things, dragon stones, I think will be really smart to buy into. I think that buying like the orbs would be really good. I've already stocked up a bunch of orbs, because orbs are like really cheap. Like earth orbs, let's see where they're at. Yeah, 101. Like this is ridiculously cheap. Does that instant buy too? No, it doesn't. But I bought a ton of earth orbs and some other orbs. I think that that's a really smart one. You can't really lose money on those. Like, I'd be amazed if you somehow lost money on those, because the battle staff is 4,000. Like, what? You can high alch these for so much more, you know? So, stuff like orbs, I think, are really smart. The only reason why I wouldn't buy into battle staves themselves, which you could as an investment, the reason why I won't is because battle staves are cheap because of how many come in the game. Now, not to say they couldn't go up a little bit, but I really feel like if something else went up more, it'd be the orbs, because they are so low. They're so low. But yeah, that and like dragon stones. And I need to look a little bit deeper to find out like what the other good investments are. But I'll probably end up making a video about crafting investments. I should have made a video about the rune crafting one, but the only problem is though is I was deeply invested in the rune crafting one, and I did not want people to think that I was trying to dump on people or something, because I was heavily invested in that one. I had 1,000 seismic wands, and I think it would have felt weird if I would have invested into 1,000 seismic wands and then made a video about, hey, you should invest in the seismic wands. I don't think that video would have went over very well, and I would have felt kind of dirty for that one. Normally if I make a video about, hey, you guys should invest in this, I either like just started investing in them on my own, or I don't own that many of them, but I like them. Because I just feel like it probably would have been taken a different way if I already had like a massive stock of them and then just made a video about, hey, look how good they are, you know. It's like a fine line when it comes to this, because my channel is about money making and stuff like that. My channel is about money making and things, and so it's a fine line of trying not to be like the shitty people that try to make money off their viewers or whatever. Like, I'm never going to be that guy, so I have to just like kind of assess if a video is smart and kind of aligns with my goals. Because I don't need anyone to buy into anything for me to make a lot of money. Then that's a misconception that haters on the channel have, is they're like, oh, he's just telling you this so that he makes money. Bro, I can make money without you doing shit. So I would just try to keep it as, you know, good as possible. Also, by the way, I really want this damn cape. This looks so much better than the normal one. When these come back around, the woodcutting one is like 100% what I'm going for. It looks so good. That and the mining, they look sick. But things always crash when there's a video about it. Not always. There have been videos where I've made and they did rise. I don't remember specifics, but I've definitely made videos about items that I liked and they did go up. So yeah, with magic, a magic about to become super broken, it's going to be hard to pinpoint anything like that. Yeah. But I bought seismic wands between 62 and 80, and then I sold them for like just over 140. So I made a lot. It was really good. But that was a really easy investment too. I think if a lot of people were actually looking at all into that one, they probably figured it out. So. Well, we'll see if this P1 moves. Let's do some other things too. Let's try some super pots. Super ranging. Hey, by the way, it's been really fun to talk to you guys. Thanks for joining in the stream today. It's always really fun to like hop on and have some good conversations. I'm glad that nobody got highly offended at any of the political stuff. I don't really mean offense to anybody. Also, too, if the way I look at it is, unless you're just legitimately a shitty person. If you're legitimately a shitty person, then you can fuck off. But if you are someone that is, you know, not like, you don't align to the same views as me, I think that we can still have a great conversation as long as you're someone that can look at it from a intellectual way of not getting super emotional about something, because emotional doesn't make any sense, right? There's no emotion about whether or not a statistic is correct. It's a statistic. It doesn't matter how emotional you are about a statistic, it's going to be the same number. So like, if people can sit down and be like, oh, this and this and this, and yeah, I have no problem with people that are on the other side of anything. Okay. And Zed just got done with his dinner with the fiance, ready to make some nice ass flip. Let's go. Let's do it. All right, so we just got super ranging, super strength. If people get butthurt about others' opinions, it often shows there's a brick wall, likely with the light on, but no one at home situation. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. It's pretty accurate. Oh goodness. I've gotten into some debates. I'm not as non-biased in IRL as I am right now on this stream. I will be much more like along my own viewpoints, and I will cook someone in a debate if need be. Let's see, super attack. But that's, I don't normally try to be that way. Like I said, I like to have a good conversation with someone where, people are open to hearing things, obviously. But it is sometimes fun to cook people. Okay, so super attack is fantastic right now. 2,700 to 8,000. Like, what? What? That's so good. That's so good. Super attack is 8K. Super strength, pretty bad. I'd probably avoid those. And then we got super rangings are also pretty good. Pretty good on super rangings. I feel like the super ranging number right there is the number that we normally see, and that super attack one is like, wow. It's really good. I'm gonna put these into the supply prices. I don't do 2 doses, like, ever. I only do 3s and 4s. Because there's the volume of 2 doses is not very good. You can try 2 doses if you want to, and then try those. I would love to know your bias sometime, but not in the stream. Yeah, for sure. If you see me in the Discord doing like just like streaming my game in the Discord, which I probably will do after this. Yeah, which by the way, guys, feel free to join our RuneScape Discord and like just chat in the voice chat and stream your game and everything. You know, just chill and have fun. I will be in there most likely after we get done with this stream. So if you want to join in, then feel free. But in there, I will be my normal political self. So if you want to have a conversation like that, we can. I just don't want to alienate anybody or like kind of create a polarizing situation for anyone. So it'd be nice to see how it ends. You seem intellectual enough. I try. I mean, I just do research. That's it. That's really it. It's not like I'm not the smartest cookie out there. I just do research. I think Manatee's future is in politics, to be honest, jack of all trades. I've been very tempted, I'll be honest with you. I've been very tempted to kind of create a trajectory towards it, because I really enjoy it. I think it'd be really cool. Let's see, the problem is that it's 2 a.m. here, so I probably won't be around a lot then. Oh, makes sense. Okay, so we've got these. Let's do some more of these real quick. We've got supply prices. Okay, we got those. Nothing moving here yet. Nothing home. These were like kind of like we're trying to find the buys though. We didn't have existing numbers too. I'll be around and probably have the same view as you. Sounds like it. The fact that you thought it was really cool that I got to meet Obama kind of tells me. And honestly, even if you had different ones, but you were like, yeah, Obama's a really cool dude. That just tells me that you don't like, you know, crazy theories and nonsense is probably not something that you dive into. So, like, I've had great conversations actually with people that are the opposite of me. It's more rare now because the U.S. is pretty split, pretty divided states of America at the moment. But I definitely had some really good ones. Let's see, what else should we do? We did some archaeology stuff. We've done some potions. We did like some log things. We could do bars, but I feel like people have been doing bars lately in the chat, so let's not do bars. Let's do... Ooh. I'm just curious about this one. I'm probably going to lose a bunch of money. Who wants to see me lose a bunch of money? Yay! Sand of... The Cursed Amescot Sand. I want to see where this is at. 55, 80. At least these went down. These used to be like 13 million or something. If these are really cheap, I might buy them. Okay, they're not. 53.12 to 55.80, and you can definitely stretch these numbers. Interesting. I just really wanted to see where these were at. That's pretty fun. What about Hydrix dust actually? Alchemical Hydrix dust. Okay, so they buy basically at mid. Oh, there's a pretty good margin on those right now. Yeah, it's not bad at all. For you guys working with lower amounts of money, these are both really great items. Yeah, sounds good, Ryan, for sure. For sure, here in Florida, some of the surgery attendings are staunch conservative, but I have great talks to them, etc. Yeah, exactly. It's to me, it's not about like if someone's conservative versus someone who's progressive or whatever. I think that both people can have some, you know, they can get along just fine, and they can have great conversations. I think the issue is when you get such animosity towards each other. Like if there's something to get if there's something to get that way about, sure, But most of the time, it's not. Like, most of the time, you can understand things. Even when it comes to like pro-life, pro-choice, I feel like you can very easily just have a normal conversation about the two views of those things. But when you start like attacking people based on one of the other, it's just you're you're taking like a you're taking like anger and a grudge basically, or just like it just doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, just not good. You know what I mean? Where it's just like you can those are two topics that you honestly can very easily have a normal conversation about. It doesn't need to be attacking each other. Even something like that, which I know that based on people's beliefs is usually where they decide between those two choices. But even with your beliefs and stuff, like you're supposed to, according to even religious beliefs, you are supposed to be very understanding about another person's beliefs. Even if they don't align with you, you're supposed to be very understanding. So it's not very religious of you if you are attacking someone in the first place. Okay, what else can we do here? Yeah, Zed, I I could not say it any better. That is 100% the truth, man. 100% the truth is exactly what you just said. What separates great leaders of any country from the failures or weak leaders is the ability to unite and rally a nation. Exactly. Exactly. It's not about making everyone think the exact same thing. That is weak-minded. Because we're supposed to find the beauty in diversity. Okay, let's see. Well, I'm not doing pitch cans. That I would probably just lose my butt on those. If we even got good numbers for those. Pitch cans, by the way, can be really good. They're not as good as they used to be because now people will do the shards. Actually, let's see what the shards are. What are they called again? Sharp shell shard. So these have kind of taken over the meta for fire making. But pitch cans are still really good if you want to go fast. Like, real fast. I really want to make some skilling guides. Man, I really, really want to make some skilling guides. I just don't have time right now. I really want to have time to do that. Because there's hardly any skilling guides on YouTube right now. It's wild. Like, where are they at, man? Where are they at? I really want to make some. FDR, Washington, Lincoln, just studying their lives, they are unifying forces. Yeah, for sure. 100%. I basically usually destroy any politics to the core, as politics is very flawed at its core. It is. I mean, politics is about facades and slicking some palms, greasing some palms. Not slicking, I guess, greasing some palms. Everyone does it if they got to the top, so to think that anyone didn't do it is naive. It's necessary to lead a country and society, but it's broken because it's always biased. Yeah. Oh, popular, unpopular opinion. I 100% think that we should have two presidents. It does not make any sense to me in the U.S. why we have a president and a vice president with the exact same views. That doesn't make any sense. So what I think, and if you really think about this for a second, it'd probably be really great, is if you had two presidents, right? Two of them. Two. And you've got one that is left, one that is right. Why not? It would it would work out so much better. Everybody would have their person. Yes, yes, just like both sides represented. It makes no sense to me why there's only one. Yeah, could you imagine the daily debates in the United States if we had two people? What if Kamala and Trump had both won? Kamala was not my favorite person ever to run. I'm not saying that I'm like that I loved Kamala, but I definitely would have accepted her to be the president. But she wouldn't be like my favorite person that I think. I think we probably could have had a better candidate. Let's put it that way. But just imagine having like Kamala versus Trump debates, like weekly debates. That would be so good. Yeah, yeah. there there was things that could have been better for sure. Like I really feel like if Democrats had a bit stronger of a nominee, then we might have gotten there. Yeah, I did too, Zed. I did too, because I wasn't going to. Okay, no. Okay, I'm going down the rabbit hole. Yeah, yeah, we'll just leave it there, I guess. Let's see. There's a reason why there's only a president and a vice president and the vice that share the same views. The vice president is the one to take over. The current president gets taken out of office. Correct, correct. But you could easily just have their own vice presidents as well. I mean, you could. But if you think about it, though, if you had two presidents, whichever one had to take over for the other one, it's the exact same effect. It doesn't have to be the exact same view. There's not really saying anything that has the exact same view. Also, J.D. Vance absolutely hated Trump. Hated him. Like, said horrible things that I feel are probably accurate. Um, Previous to running for, like, with him as a running mate. So, kinda do have someone that did not see eye to eye. I would say that I think that JD is a little bit better than Trump is, as far as like extremeness and just things. But he absolutely hated him. Okay. Let's do another set of items though. Gonna price check JD Vance. Only one coin. Oh, makes sense. Only one coin. What could we do? What are some good things to do? Oh, yeah, we could do those. Let's do primal bars. I know people have been doing a lot of bars, but let's just do primal bar. And we'll also do powder of burials. Powder of burials. Yeah, I I personally I've always been very interested in it, but I've avoided getting into like stupid debates and stuff until this current like string of bullshit because it's like almost impossible to avoid in the US now, unfortunately. What's the bar that takes 100 primal bars? I'll be honest with you, I don't really I have not followed the smithing stuff too much. So as far as like making the masterworks and everything like that, I have not followed that much. I probably know the least about smithing in this game. That's probably the thing I know about the least in this game. Let's see how much master... Oh my goodness, that's 30. Maybe not. I want to instantly... do we want to? Okay, we'll do it. We'll do it. We'll do it. Ah! Oh wow, these are cheap. Loses 10 mil, loses 10 mil, loses 10 mil. Oh, damn. I lost a lot of money. As far as like having two presidents, like one on each side, I'm sure they can figure out a way to make it work. Am I gonna be able to give you the perfect answer of how it works right this second? No, but I'm sure it could be figured out, and we would avoid situations where everyone is just like, "Oh my God, the world's on fire," you know. It would also be a much better system of checks and balances, which is supposed to be an important thing in the US, I heard. A rumor, I guess. Alright, so Primal Bar, not too bad. It's like 1.3 mil. Or sorry, 1.3k. It's not that bad. Powder of Burials, not terrible if you can get these moving pretty quick. And then 6.4 mil. Like a little bit over 6.4 mil on Masterwork Trim. Oh my god. I can't believe I lost 6 million in that. I guess it's a good thing that my last run of Barrows went really well, right? I got spooned on Barrows. It's pretty funny. I would like to see Neil deGrasse Tyson as a president. He would tackle things that matter the most and has actual brain capacity. Right? The opposing candidate should be appointed as an advisor, at least maybe. That might work. Could be. Problem, if you got one president for left and one for right, you need a neutral party, which is basically impossible. You don't have to have a neutral party. We currently don't have a neutral party. And we currently don't have anything to balance out the one party. But even if it was, you would always get the same outcome no matter who the president, because the middle line will always be the same. The thing is like, if, like, a lot of systems would have to be redone, right? Like, the whole process would have to be redone. But it would prevent things from going too extreme to one side. Because you'd be going against each other. You'd be balancing each other out. It would definitely be crazy though. There'd be a lot of things that it would be very different. It'd be very different. The main problem is with the electorate. A few states would have control deciding the executive branch for the whole nation. Yeah. The electoral college in general is like bleh. But if you get left and right both in presidency, you wouldn't have a neutral middleman. One would always have more force and thus have the same trajectory as now happens. Maybe. I don't think you'd be able to do things as extreme as running bills where the bill literally says you can't disagree with the president. Like, I don't think we'd have things as crazy as that coming across. But I mean, you're right though. You're right though. Having some form of neutral middleman. The whole executive order thing would be kind of difficult to figure out too if you had to. That's true. I think he's saying you have a bicameral executive branch where you have two houses, an upper and lower, where the upper is the more voted party, but the lower opposition house that also has power. Yeah, it's just basically just being able to balance it out so that everyone is feeling heard. And you're not just kind of following one side. So, like, if you're more conservative and you have a progressive president and you're just having to have a progressive president the entire time. Also, too, I don't know if it really would fix it, but I feel like maybe some people would not feel so... Like, because like, the whole thing right now, Masterwork trim is an annual. I forgot we put it in there. Okay, well I'll leave it in the free supplies for now because I've already posted in there, but I actually forgot that was in there. Good call, friend. I actually forgot that one was in there. It would, I just think it'd be very, very interesting. Oh, that's what I was saying. One of the biggest complaints right now for, like, especially the Conservative Party, when they're like, finally we're being heard now and we've been oppressed for all this time and blah, 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 blah. Like, maybe less people would feel that type of way if they felt like they were represented at all times. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really be like, oh, I haven't had representation when you literally have a president or some other figure that does represent you. I don't know, though. Americans are so... We're so headstrong, you know? I feel like they'd still attack each other. But that can be changed though, Ryan. That can be changed. Because when America was founded, it was kind of about getting out of that oppression of, like, you know, you've got one ruling power. That's supposed to be how it was founded. I've actually been on the Dutch version of the Air Force One, by the way. Like their their plane. Oh, fully agree, Randy. Fully agree that no matter what system, they'll always have some feeling they are not heard or represented. I fully agree with that. But you have a lot less of a standing for that if you literally do have representation. Of course, people are still going to feel oppressed, you know, or whatever. Um, and I kind of roll my eyes at the people that like are clearly not oppressed, but they're just acting like they are. Um, they'll have a little bit less ground to stand on if they actually are represented throughout, like, all the time. Opposition now actually had to become president but the parties still made it impossible. Okay, I think I'm gonna let these things cook. And we've been on for about 2 hours. Yes, guitar appraisals are under 90 mil. Oof, 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 oof. Yeah, it's because they came out with Odin Roar, man. Did you see these? Right here, Ode to Deceit, Roar of Awakening. Have you seen these before? They're tier 95s. Look how much they are. 158 for the Ode. Roar is market price 168. I'm pretty sure they're less than this, both of them still. But yeah, tier 95s are cheap now. So yeah, it literally destroyed the Patreons. Oh, sorry, the Patreons, my god. The Praisals destroyed the Patreons. Why are they so cheap is because they came from a rather easy way of getting them, and they're not pieces to put together, it's just the whole drop at once. So they are pretty easy to get now. There was a lot of people getting a lot of them when they came out. I kind of wish I was doing that boss when it came out. I made a lot of money from that update. Made like probably more than 20 billion in the 3 days for the update. But the thing is though is like I kind of wish I was also like doing the boss at the time. Some of the people in Master Pass, which is where we're doing all the prices. We always do all the prices for all the new items in MP. And everyone was flipping this stuff, but then some people were actually doing the boss kills at the same time. And they were definitely getting some drops and stuff. It would have been cool to do, like on release, because the Genesis Shard of Genesis was like it went up to 13 billion, which is just absolutely crazy, absolutely crazy. Well, all right, guys, I'm gonna hop off here, but I am gonna hop into the Discord VC. So if you guys want to come join in the VC, we'll continue doing some gaming. I'm gonna work on doing some more achievements. Get back on the achievement grind, because I got my new goal of working on getting the 40,000 achievement points. So keep working on that. Keep working on my skills. You can probably go and I don't know what I'm gonna do. Just some achievement stuff, but I'm gonna take a really quick break to grab another coffee here, and then I'm gonna hop in the VC. So feel free to join the voice chat, stream your game if you want to. You know, we can all just like hang out, play. Sounds pretty fun. And I will see you guys really soon. Thank you so much for the stream.